Well, guys, we are about a month and 4 days at the time of recording this from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Naturally, I wanted to just take a second and talk about the differences between the two. Let's get into it. So we're going to be using IGN's breakdown because it's simple, it's easy, it gets to the point, but after their 24-hour live stream that they did the other day again, hats off to Pokemon Company, Game Freak, and Nintendo for that brilliant stroke of marketing. We are going to just quick go through some of the differences because I have had, after the last video, someone asked me what are the differences we know so far, okay? So, Pokemon Sword and Shield, like every other Pokemon before them, have an exclusive, essentially legendary Pokemon. Well, I guess not every Pokemon, but they do have an exclusive Pokemon. You either get the Wolf with the Sword or the Wolf with the Shield main as essentially your title's legendary. Now, as most of you know, if you watched the last video, I pre-ordered Pokemon Shield. So, hashtag Ben buy Pokemon Sword. Let's lobby him to do so that we can trade. I really like the legendary for Shield a lot more than a dog with a sword in its mouth. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with a dog who has a sword in his mouth. Just saying it's not my cup of tea. Pun intended. Okay, so exclusive Pokemon. We're not gonna drag this out into like a long breakdown. So assume when I give you these guys, the entire evolution tree that goes with them is also then exclusive. Because based on what Pokemon Company and Game Freak have said, that's the case. So if we're looking here on the right hand side, you can see my boy, Larvitar. That's right. Shield will be getting Larvitar. And that means I'll get all the evolution chain. And then, yeah, you can get, what is that? Dino? Is that what it's called? Okay, that's great. Here's where I'll lose a little bit because I'm going to get Gumi. Now, I will say I do not mind the Gumi. He's cute. She's cute. I like it. But not as much as, in this instance, the other one. Now, here's where we get into the big stuffins. And that is that, provided Ben gets Sword, he will be getting the exclusive Sirfetch'd. I will be getting the Psychic Galarian Ponyta. I think we all know who won that round. So right now, if you're doing the math, Larvitar's entire evolution line, the Galarian Ponyta, 2 out of 3 here ain't bad, and then also shield-headed Doggo versus Sword Doggo? Okay, I'm taking that. Let's jump down. Box art, sure. Oh, here's a look at Zacian, the legendary Pokemon for Sword. I mean, he looks cool. Like, if you took away the sword, he would still look really cool. But, Zamazenta, that's just a cool main. I just like it. Now, of course, we did learn that there will be 18 total gyms in the game. Not that you will be interacting with all 18, as IGN first reported. Game Informer came out and said, but we do know there will be 18 gyms in the game, and different gyms will show up as major or minor league gyms in the different versions. So, Pokemon Sword trainers, you guys are going to be taking on Bay. I know it's B, but everyone's calling her Bay. You're going to be taking on B, the fighting gym. Meanwhile, I'm going to be taking on Creeper Alistair and his ghost gym. That just... Shield, it's all coming up Shield for me. Certain Pokemon game features beyond regular and legendary, exclusive totem size, Ultra Recon squads that were in Sun Moon, sure. So, time difference between the two games, yeah, nothing's been specifically said about that. I would expect, by the way, me to be talking about Pokemon more and more as the lead up comes. So Ben and I started this channel back in July. I did not really talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield a whole lot back then, but let's remember that back then the only thing we really knew is Galar region, Sword and Shield dogs, no gun. I'm not sure why that was reported by someone. And that there would be no national dex. So there wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. Now that we're getting, month and a half away from the release, the trickle of info about the game being dripped out to us is pretty steady. So there's a lot to talk about on any given week. Like, for instance, this is just a for instance. Everyone was really psyched about the 24-hour video feed, and it was really interesting. There were a lot of parts that were really interesting. Sure, not 24 hours worth of interesting, but I think that's kind of the point of it, right? Is like, you gotta wait. Oh, there it is. Now, the neat thing about it is that everyone was really jazzed about this psychic Galarian Ponyta. Everyone thought it was fairy to begin with. Come to find out it's psychic. Everyone was really jazzed about it. Now they come out and say it is a Shield exclusive. That's news. That's definitely news. Because they didn't do some like big hooky reveal of Sir Fetched, only then be like, well, only sword people are getting the lance using Sir Fetched. So I think it is a big deal. I think it is worth talking about. And Galarian Ponyta is the best Ponyta that's ever happened. I absolutely adore it. I don't care what you have to say about it. No, I do care. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm gonna keep doing videos about Pokemon Sword and Shield. I really think the way that they're differentiating the two games is really interesting. I think, like I said, going down here and looking at so far the choices that they've made, I'm curious as to why Shield will have Larvitar, or why Gumi is even a consideration for this game. But the Galarian Ponyta really gets me. Sirfetch'd is a really interesting choice. Mostly because I think Farfetch'd is just an underutilized Pokemon. And if you're going to keep adding Pokemon to the game, at least do stuff like Sirfetch'd that can or do make old Pokemon relevant again. Because I'm sure there are a lot of Farfetch'd fans out there that are now really psyched that Farfetch'd is going to get a little bit of a bigger spotlight in Pokemon Sword. And I'm sure there are a lot of Ponyta fans. I know there are a lot of Ponyta fans that actually are really hyped now about the fact that we have a psychic and like a new. I mean, the look of this Ponyta to me. Goodbye, Fire Ponyta for sure, because this Ponyta I am all about. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the latest coming out of the Pokemon Sword and Shield material. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Again, if you have any opinions on what starter I should be choosing or Ben should be choosing, if you have any opinions on Pokemon and now our new Galarian Ponyta, hit me up in the comments section below. As always, please hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe and have your notification icons turned on so that when Ben and I put content out, whether it's Magic, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's Luigi's Mansion 3, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you guys so much. I've been Chris. This has been the Tiger's Den, and you guys have been great.